Mm-hmm. Mm. 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 Do we have more music, Jojo? Yes, no, maybe so. After a while, Joe is working on the music. Hey guys, welcome into cancelthisshow.com. Getting ready to get the show going here. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, I need to go refresh the computer. Hey guys, welcome into the show. Cancelthisshow.com, the show before the show. Glad you're with us right now. Hey guys, welcome in. Like, subscribe, share the show. We're ready to get going. Good morning to you, Ben and Kimberly and Pam. Yes, it is Monday, March 3rd, the first Monday of March, first show of March. Glad you guys are with us for the show before the show. Seriously, we're on X, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube. Please share it. Love it. That's how we grow the show. Love it when you guys do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are ready to get things going. Hey guys, hope everybody had a good weekend. Glad you guys are with us. It is Monday, March 3rd. Oh, shoot. I got to get up again. Thanks, guys. Hey, Joe, Pam, Greg, Addie. Yes, Ukraine discussion. That's right. Before meeting Trump, Zelensky met with anti-Trump Democrats who advised him to reject the terms of the mineral deal the president was offering. That, according to Senator Chris Murphy, who has a special spot in hell, wouldn't want to meet my maker, saying the thing that Murphy guy is something else. Bought and paid for. We'll get into that. Good morning, Glenn. Glenn, I saw you. Thanks for buying some of the Trump Moors. Joe, I know you're listening. Not in studio, but I know you're listening. If there's any way to run the Trump Moor stuff, let me know. Glenn, when you get the Trump Moors, let me know. We still sell those. They're an awesome piece. Thank you for getting those. There they look at that. When I call for them, Joe brings them up. We'll show people how to get those. Meshingwellliving.com. Meshingwellliving.com. Glad you guys are watching today with us as we get ready to rock and roll. Thank you, guys. The rotten deep state had a chat with him before he met with Trump. Of course. That's right. You bought 4. Thank you for buying 4. I'm grateful. We are ready to get things going today. Glad you guys are with us. If we missed something, let us know. Join the chat line, the People's Podcast on X, Facebook, Rumble, YouTube. Glad you're with us. Often imitated, never duplicated. Cancel this, cancelthisshow.com. We'll go ahead. Joe, if you can do it, we'll go ahead and get this show started, my friend. Hey guys, welcome into Cancel This, cancelthisshow.com. I'm Vic Faust, Projo running the thing behind the scenes. We got it going on there. Glad you're with us on Monday, March 3rd. It's 9:01. You know, we go live from 9 to 10 a.m. Central Time, maybe a little extra. On our way to 600 shows. Glad you're with us each and every day. Oh, look at you jumping in the chat line already. Greg says Fox News did a survey of what ifs. One was if Trump was memorialized, where would it be? Majority said Mount Rushmore. Second, Lincoln Memorial. Third, Washington Memorial. And by the way, we sell these Mount Rushmores. They are amazing. Joel popped that up. Meshingwellliving.com. I will go ahead and put that back up. Meshingwellliving.com. Those are just $49.99 on the back of those Trump Moors. That's literally called Trump Moore. It's an awesome 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Little statue, can go anywhere. On the back of that is the Constitution as well. We're starting to sell a lot of these when we show up. I hadn't promoted it in a while. And then Glenn, listener, went and bought not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of them because everybody should have one. It's an amazing piece, and that's exactly where it should be. We talked about the legislation that Representative Luna from Florida had brought forward to memorialize Trump, not only that we have here on the little statue, but on Mount Rushmore someday, because what he is doing is absolutely amazing. Arguably the best president we have ever seen with what he has done, the warp speed he is getting things done in, what he is taking care of. Yeah, that is a great look, isn't it? God bless the USA. Mount Rushmore becomes Trump more, Mount Trump more. Meshingwellliving.com, meshingwellliving.com. Tanya bought 3 of them. Glenn's bought 4 of them. Buy one for yourself. It helps us too. We sell them. We're a part of that. We've invested money to try to put those out there to let people know. You get something, a little bit of Trump, you become a part of our team, and you help us at the same point in time. So we are grateful for that as well. All right, busy weekend, lots of Trump talk. Okay, I don't want to get off base, but I found it interesting that this whole thing happened Friday right after we had the disaster on Thursday with the Epstein files being released or not being released. And then all of a sudden, something took our mind off on Friday. However, we're going to talk about what Pam Bondi said. She says that story's not going away. Epstein files, FBI will be held accountable. That's what work is being done behind the scenes right now with Kash Patel and Bondi. They are not going against one another. They are in lockstep. Thank God, thank God, thank God. Pam says my liberal daughter would love it sitting on her mantle. Yes, buy it for your favorite loved one. Let them get some of that Trump derangement syndrome out by looking at the greatest president, maybe ever, for sure in modern times, in any of our lifetime. Yeah, buy it for whomever. That would be wonderful. I'm Vic Faust. Cancelthisshow.com. Once again, X, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Jump in. Also jump in on our People's Podcast platform. We appreciate it. Things you guys want to talk about. If I miss something, mess something up, I am grateful. I'm running videos today, so I may be a second off as well, but we are just grateful that you come in and do this. Okay. Coming up on the show, I was talking about Pam Bondi She'll break that down. New peace deal on the table from the UK Prime Minister. I mean, is it me or is the entire world, except a few people, they're starting to come on trip? They were just a bunch of pansies, no spine, lying, cheating scoundrels, all dirty. Just UK Prime Minister, well, he's trying to put something back on the table. You can put your own boots on the ground. We're not putting American soldiers there. We don't need to, acting like you're all bad and Billy Badass and things. We'll get into that. This whole Zelensky deal that started on Friday, where we go with that. Also, Trump has a speech tomorrow night before Congress. You know, Democrats are going to do whatever they can. And I'm sorry, if you're a Democrat right now, tell me what you like about your party, because you have nothing going on right now. How you can stand up for people who are just trying to tear down the country right now. Don't even give facts. Just tear it down, tear him down, cause issues, cause problems, do whatever you can. We're going to get into that. I've been talking about it for some time. I wish I had some money to invest. I believe in the cryptocurrencies, and Donald Trump made a big announcement about that yesterday. I've told you guys on this show about Solana and XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, how it's going to play into things down the line. If anybody wants to make money, give me money. I'll invest your money for both of us. I promise you. I promise you I studied this stuff, and I have been for over a year. So here's our deal. I'll invest your money for you, and then we'll have our own deal. Okay? Do you trust that? Vic Faust, cancelthisshow.com. Cryptocurrency, bringing you the show right now. So let's get into the Zelensky deal. Pansy, weasel, liar, spoiled brat, angry little liberal elf. I can't think of, there's so many words to describe this man and what he has done and what he is trying to do. I know it happened on Friday. You've seen the video all around. I'm just grateful that we have a president like we have right now. He doesn't put up with anything. He's not going to start trouble. He's going to end trouble. You saw the video, but I want to play it only because it sets the tone of where we are and what happened. JD Vance talking to Zelensky on Friday and Donald Trump having to set everything back and put everybody in position.
Bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
That.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From
yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about
From
it.
the very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a
Brown,
good position.
I
You don't
was
have
in
the cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives of
anymore.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you
You're
think about?
gambling
What
with
do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
Wow.
Even
You said
today-
thank you
said
once.
even
Thank you,
today-
JD
You went
Vance.
to Pennsylvania and campaigned for
I mean,
the opposition
JD
in
Vance,
October.
thank you for setting
Offer
the
some words of
stage.
appreciation
I
for the
mean,
United
wow,
States of America
wow,
and the
wow.
president.
I mean, it's just the whole thing. The whole thing. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, JD Vance. This little, for lack of a better term, and I'm trying to be as kind and sweet as I can, this little shithead has caused so many problems, so much animosity in the world, thinking that he deserves every little penny he can get. He got used to the cash cow with Biden. And by the way, back in 2022, he had issues with Biden. Biden was just a coward, no spine, because he was bought and paid for. Zelensky was ripping Biden. I mean, go look it up. I looked it up. I was going to play it for you. I'm going to save it for you. Biden was abused by this little troll, this little liar who thinks he deserves everything and does nothing. He was like a homosexual comedian and transgender comedy guy. It just, this nastiness. And when you listen to people of Ukraine who actually speak the truth about him, they don't want him. He stopped elections in his own country, and then he says, let the people decide. The people can't decide. You stop the elections. It really, really reeks of a dictator, of a guy who is just trying to dominate everybody. And then he met his match. Because as we know, if you go out looking for a fight, if you go out trying to bully, eventually somebody's going to bully you back. Somebody is going to stand up and put you in your place. Thank you, J.D. Vance. Thank you, Donald Trump. The world is changing, and we have to go through growing pains. And if people who are backing Ukraine, and I'm sorry, I've seen people trying to put their Ukraine flags back up. That's not about Ukraine. That's about anti-Donald Trump, and you know it. So I'm not trying to be too angry. Yeah, John, put a suit on, you little troll. A-hole Zelensky. Zelensky called Vance under his breath a biatch. Really? J.D. Vance would tie you up, you little 5'4" piece of crap nothing, who came to our country, not only disrespected our president to his face, disrespected our vice president. You disrespected the Oval Office. You disrespected the White House. You disrespected Americans. And most people don't give a damn about you. They don't. The support for Ukraine has fallen in America. And that is a sad state of affairs, that you're in a war and people don't care about you anymore. And it's because of you. He should not be in office. Donald Trump says nothing's going to happen moving forward until I get an apology. Is that what you want? And I feel sorry for innocent people in Ukraine, that they have this disaster of a leader who is trying to do everything that he possibly can. Patty says, does anyone else think that Zelensky sounded like he was threatening the United States when he talked about feeling war? You're going to feel it. Okay. I wonder how much it costs to fly around the world begging for money. Terrific. Terrific, terrific, terrific. Also get a private message. The whole thing was to set Trump up so the media could spin this crap. Maybe. It could be exactly we need to get out of NATO. Yeah, couldn't agree anymore. NATO does nothing. And there are idiots who are out there, and I use the word idiots because I'm fired up this morning, who actually think NATO's a good thing. Oh, poor Zelensky needs money. Glenn says terms of the agreement were agreed upon, and then Zelensky tried to renegotiate in front of the press. That's exactly what happened. Secretary Bessent actually came out and said, not once, not twice, 3 times this little maggot agreed to the rare earth minerals deal with the United States. 3 times. And then backed away every single time. It reminds me of what Al-Qaeda and ISIS does. Seriously, he's taking pages right out of the terrorist book. He literally came, met with Democrats, anti-Trump Democrats, right before he went to the Oval Office, and then disagreed with the deal right in front of Trump on national TV, international TV. From the chat line, Pam says Trump needs to get back all of the tanks, guns, etc., and give them the finger. At this point in time, I couldn't agree anymore. The problem is, when you look at unbiased polling from Ukraine, Ukrainians don't want him. You'll find some Americans and some Ukrainians here and there like, oh, he's the best. Idiots, flat out idiots, uneducated idiots in this country. They hate Trump, so they'll side with Ukraine. Majority of NATO doesn't support America. Correct. They don't, which is why I don't think we should be there. Trump needs to get those tanks and guns back. Yeah, they don't like him, but he's not allowing them to vote him out. And I hate it, because innocent Ukrainians don't deserve that, especially when you look at the polling. They don't want him there. Zelensky pulled what he accuses of Putin of doing. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Jeannie says Rubio should have said something then. He made the deal with him to begin with. Yeah, but I like the job Rubio's doing. I really do. I like exactly what he is doing. Zelensky in the UK agreed on the minerals contract right before Trump was inaugurated. And then guess what? Zelensky needs to pay up right now, and he's not. And he's got some issues to deal with. And now we find ourselves in a situation where we're trying to help. We don't have to help. We don't. Out of the goodness of Trump's heart, out of the goodness of Trump's heart, out of the goodness of America, we are trying to help them. We are trying to generate peace with Russia and Ukraine. And we have given them hundreds of billions of dollars, and Trump is trying to make this right for America. The rare earth mineral deal, which we talked about last week, which was agreed upon, not once, not twice, at least 3 times, according to Secretary Bessent, he continued to go back on. Once again, first of all, where did Zelensky come from? Well, I watch and listen to a woman who posts podcasts. She's Ukrainian. She said he always idolized Zelensky, that is Putin. He grew up in Moscow, by the way, and wanted to be Putin. He was like a transgender comedian. You know, we've shown you him in dresses and stilettos and just weird stuff on his chest, acting like he has boobs and just sick, gross, disgusting, Diddy, Epstein, Hollywood stuff, nastiness. That's what this guy's background is. And then all of a sudden, he raises himself to power. And he wants to be a leader. He wants to be a badass. I found this with a lot of people. I noticed this when I was in television, too. There were a lot of people who all of a sudden got this attitude because they're on TV. Yeah, you make $24,000 a year and you're on TV, so you're really cool. These people start thinking that, oh, I'm really, really cool. That's Zelensky. The problem there is he was taking our money. And he started to get this whole gravy train. And now the gravy train's coming to an end. From the chat line, I want our money back in the United States. Yeah, that's what Trump is, a deal maker. You don't get over on Donald Trump. For weeks, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio said, Zelensky, you're going to make things bad for yourself. What they're going to try to do is Trump's going to be a hard ass, as he should, and as America backs. Then the left is going to try to make Trump out to be a bad person. They're anything and everything they can to go after Trump because things are going too well in this country. Did you see the videos, Vic, of Ukraine kidnapping people to go fight? Yeah, not only did I see that, and it should piss you off, I also saw where a Ukrainian man with Down syndrome was forced to fight, and he loaded a mortar wrong because he wasn't trained right, and obviously that's not what he should be doing. And he almost blew up his entire unit, and then he was beaten and cussed and yelled at because that's what they have to fight with. It's not going to end well for Ukraine acting like this. And if Zelensky thinks that he did something well, think again. The other part about that is the fact that you've now got people siding with America on this. You do. Now, you'll have certain media try to make things seem like, oh, we don't care about, Donald Trump anymore. But the thing that I love about all of this is the fact that Americans are now waking up. Americans are waking up. Case in point, look at this study too. Are we helping them too much? Are we helping them too much? Maybe. I'm just grateful that more Americans are now waking up for this whole thing. Look at the new polling that is out. Well, I'll start this polling for you, and you can see what is happening right now.
If you would expect changes amongst the public on feelings towards Ukraine, feelings towards Zelensky have changed also dramatically. Look at this. Confident Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. Back in 2022, it was the clear majority, 72% through the floor. By 2024. Just 48% of Americans say that they're confident that Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. And GOP confidence has also plummeted dramatically. Now the clear majority of Republicans are not confident that Zelensky will do the right thing when it comes to world affairs. Really a real trend line, ones you rarely see in the American public when it comes to Ukraine and Zelensky. Confidence in both going down through the ground.
Look, some allies of President Trump have targeted Zelensky with harsh criticism over the last few years, and it could be that that's having some impact here.
Absolutely. The Republican establishment, the Republican electorate has moved as the Republican establishment and Republican leaders have moved on.
All right, let's talk about the idea of a peace deal. And again, the way you ask this matters, but go ahead.
The way you ask it is important, so we can talk about this a little bit. So the poll question essentially is, do you support a Russia-Ukraine negotiated peace deal? The vast majority of Americans, this is what they want. 78% say that they support this idea versus just 16% oppose. Of course, as we were talking about, does this question actually get at what's going on right now? I think you would say that it probably does not necessarily get what's going on right now.
No, the question asked, do you support a Russia-Ukraine negotiated peace deal? Ukraine's not there at the negotiations in Saudi Arabia this week, so the people were not asked this. And I do think, in general, if you ask anyone in any poll, do you support peace, peace tends to rate pretty highly.
Peace tends to win. You rarely get 78% of the country agreeing on anything. They do agree on the idea of a negotiated peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Whether the majority would agree on a Russia peace deal with Ukraine where Ukraine has nothing to do with it, that might be a different question.
Hard to know. Harry Etten, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, there you have it. More people now think the U.S. is helping Ukraine too much. 41%. Just a few years ago, 7%. Now 41 freaking percent. Donald Trump has this on his side. He does. He wants an apology, but Zelensky, the little troll man, is refusing to say that he's sorry, saying he's unapologetic right now. He dominated Biden because we know Biden was bought and paid for and weak and a puppet. And he's refusing to resign. He's leaving open the possibility of this rare earth minerals deal again, because obviously he knows that we're not helping them until we get it. So he thinks that's where he's at. But Trump told him he's overplaying his card, and he will. And if you think you're going to get over on Trump, think again. It's not happening. From the chat line, one thing's for sure, Trump wanted Europe to step up, and now they are. Bingo. The UK Prime Minister and Macron from France are now putting forward a new peace deal on the table. We'll see what happens with that. That includes the rare earth minerals deal, which the United States would be in for. But then you have another weak leader from the UK who is saying he'll put boots on the ground in Ukraine. Okay, you want to put UK boots on the ground in Ukraine? You go ahead. We're not going to do that. And no American should be put on the ground in Ukraine. And if Donald Trump is in office, it's not going to happen because he's not a president of war like Bush's, Clinton, Obama, Biden. It doesn't happen on Trump's watch. It won't happen. It will not happen. Oh, from the chat line, Greg says, Burisma. From the chat line, wasn't he just here collecting money in January? Yes. Because he says a lot of the money was laundered. He doesn't know where it is. And that's the Biden administration. Sorry. FAFO. That's what's happening right now. America doesn't have time because we are moving on. We are trying. Kimberly, with a reference, what was that? Guiding Light? Victor Newman? Trump is the Victor Newman of the world. He makes the deals. Was I right? Guiding Light. I think that's the one my grandma watched when I was a kid that I had to watch. I liked him because it was Victor, and I was a Victor. Victor Newman. No boots on the ground. We will not have American boots on the ground. I promise you. There's no way. Trump will not allow that to happen. The new peace deal is there. Zelensky's still willing to sign that rare earths mineral deal. Whatever. Europe needs to step up. Trump has wanted that from, it was Young and the Restless. Sorry about that. Couldn't remember. There were lots of them. Are they still on? Are daytime soap operas still on? Or as my grandma used to say, I got to watch my show. Back to more serious news. They found, USAID, Social Security money going to Ukraine. You've got to be kidding me. Did that just come out this morning? I did not see that before my show prep. Thank you guys for bringing that up. And good morning. Thanks for joining us on Cancel This. You can watch us at Facebook, X, YouTube, and of course, Rumble as well. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let people know what we got going on. We appreciate you guys doing that. Millions of dollars. He has no idea. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm not surprised because this whole Ukraine thing, and don't think for a second that something else isn't trying to be done, isn't brewing. Liberals, Democrats are besides themselves with anger because our country's headed in the right direction, and it's because of Donald Trump. The transparency is absolutely amazing. Yes, Trump came out and said that Social Security, your Social Security dollars, were headed to Ukraine. Now, the big media outlets, even though they're not big anymore, they just have their stations, will try and do everything they possibly can to try to go against Donald Trump and say it's his fault in some way. Oh, yeah, look at you guys. General Hospital still on. Young and Restless. Is that still on too? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. God, we try to appease everybody. We try to do everything we possibly can. But I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all that this crap is happening. I'm just grateful that we have Donald Trump on our side, because as long as he is around, we are protected. And liberals are losing their mind because they know that what they have backed, all these things have been dirty. All of it has been dirty. And thank God we have Donald Trump. And Donald Trump kind of set the stage on this whole situation that was going on when it came to Ukraine and where we are. He's going to talk before Congress tomorrow night, and we'll get to that in a second. But I did want to show this, Donald Trump speaking on everything that's been happening.
Endless war in Ukraine. I want peace. They want money and they want conflict, even if it means walking us into the brink of World War III, which frankly it is doing, and it's doing it rapidly.
Thank you, Donald Trump. Once again, listen to him. I wanted you to hear what he's trying to make everything happen that can happen in this country right now. He's letting people know we need to get things done. Oh my gosh, I should have never brought up the show, so to speak. People are all over. Days of Our Lives, As the World Turns, 2025. My grandfather watched Edge of Night. That takes you back. I don't even know what Edge of Night was. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do that. Trump just cares about us. And Democrats are doing anything and everything they can to hurt us. Whatever, who cares? We will not be denied. This whole Zelensky thing is a nightmare. He's speaking to a joint session of Congress on March 4th. Yep, that's tomorrow. Can't wait. Vic, weren't you on As the World Turns? Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was not on that. Batman vs. Superman, Home Run Showdown, Highland Park. Those are the movies, buddy. Those are the movies we got in. I still get royalties from Batman, Superman for my voice. How about that? Claim to fame, baby. This is cancelthisshow.com. Tomorrow night, Trump is speaking to Congress with everything else that's going on. And I can't wait for him to put Zelensky in his place, because Zelensky is pushing us towards World War III. He really is. And the world knows that now all of these things are changing. But as he does go and speak tomorrow night, I found this interesting as well. And Tucker Carlson put this out yesterday. He tweeted this. He says, quote, "One of the most striking things about yesterday's Zelensky's press conference was Lindsey Graham. Case in point, Lindsey and Zelensky used to be pretty damn good friends. People call Lindsey warmonger, everything else. But it was his reaction to it. Graham disavowed him within the hour. That was more than just a transactional disloyalty. It was scapegoating. Lindsey Graham knows what's going to happen. And Lindsey Graham doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. And that's huge." But as they talk, yeah, Musk was on Joe Rogan too. I saw that. Loved him. There's a shout out for Bold and Beautiful. There we go, baby. Soap opera shows. We'll start that. We'll bring in the cash. You have these disingenuous lawmakers who do not care about their constituents. They're trying to go viral. They're trying to make a name for themselves because nobody cares about the Democratic lawmakers anymore, because they can't do what they were doing. They can't run the show anymore. Once again, America is conservative. America has turned the tide. More Americans are conservative or voting Republican because they love the safety and security of this country. They respect our flag. They respect the ideals, the values of respecting police officers, our military, hard work, no freebies, citizenship, the right way, law and order, not giving all of our money to other people. That's the conservative party. Common sense. That's why America's changed back. And boy, doesn't it feel good. Trump told us the golden age of America was beginning, and here we are. But then you have, I'm taking my ball and going home type of people. How embarrassing is this? They can't go after Trump illegal anymore in the courts, which they did. They can't make up stories anymore, which they did. They can't attack him on policy, which they have. They can't attack him on principle. They can't attack him on results. This has been the most successful month and a half or 5 weeks of a presidency in the history of our country, bar none. Tell me I'm wrong. Prove it. Get on the chat line, call in, whatever. Let's talk. Peyton Place? That's not a, you guys crack me up. Lawmaker. Oh yeah. The Oscars sucked too last night. I got something for that in a second. Bernie Sanders, lawmaker skipping Trump's address. Really? How embarrassing how immature are you? I'm skipping his address because I don't want to hear what he's saying. Really? Really? Because this is what Democrats do. If you disagree with them, they'll take their ball and go home. And you guys know it. You have family members and friends. And these people, I've told you I've come to this. Somebody told me it was mental illness, and then Robert from the chat line used to tell me it was another word. I can't remember what it's called at this point in time. Feel free to jump in if you're there. Bernie Sanders refusing to go to Trump's address tomorrow night. Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, crooked as hell, refusing to go. Senator Ed Markey from Massachusetts, of course, refusing to go. Martin Heinrich from New Mexico, refusing to go. These are the bought and paid for politicians. That's all you have to know and look for. Don Beyer, Representative, Virginia, Democrat, refusing to go. What did Trump do to you that you're refusing to go? Of course, you got to have an Illinois guy on there. Representative Mike Quigley, Illinois, Democrat. And you also have Representative Mark Desaulniers from California, Democrat, refusing to go to Trump's speech. Sad. Really? That shows you where Democrats are. And I'm sorry, somebody has to call it out, and we'll call it out. You guys, that's just sad. It's just sad that that's where you are right now. That's where your life is. So Trump's going to do his talk tomorrow night. And I don't know what he's going to say, but I hope he spends some time railing the hell out of Zelensky. But he's done a terrific job of staying focused and not being pulled down. The swamp is trying to pull him down into the swamp creatures. Trump is not doing it. Don't need the Dems there anyway. Yes, I agree. There was also this idea that Democrats would bring somebody or invite somebody that would cause problems and start yelling and disruptions to make it seem like it's chaotic. This Murphy POS now trying to act like there's a chaotic presidency. Is this chaotic? That's what Democrats are now saying. It's chaotic. Oh my God. We need Biden back where we can control him and just keep the narrative. Shut up. Keep it simple, stupid. Let America go down the tubes without anybody knowing. Chaotic. Yeah. Does anybody else see chaotic? I don't see chaotic. If chaotic's going on, I want more of it because I don't see it. We don't need the Dems there. Could Trump actually be a patriot? Democrats will never admit it. Such an unpatriotic behavior again by them. No, they're never going to admit it. If you admit it, then you're admitting that Trump is doing a good job. And there's the Trump derangement syndrome, the Elon derangement syndrome. How many times have we talked about it? We talk about facts on the show. It's facts, not fiction. It's facts first, feelings second. And that's what this administration is about. And my God, is it fun watching him do what he is doing. Fill the empty seats with Gold Star moms. Oh, you just gave me chills. Connie, what a great idea. Fill them. But we have learned that Trump, you're not going to out-negotiate him. You're not going to out-deal him. You're not going to outmaneuver him or this administration. And if you try to, good luck. You will be outed. And then you'll be fired and or you will be embarrassed and you will be put on the front page of every freaking story regarding what is happening with you and why you're trying to do what you're doing. From the chat line, I'm having one of my Probably 500 to 800 calorie birthday cupcakes. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy those cupcakes. They sound very well. But America is not listening to a few. America is not listening to a few news networks. Even CNN, who at different shows will try to bash Trump, has Jennings on to set the stage. They ran that story that shows Americans now 41%. It was 7%. Now it's 41% Americans think that we're helping too much. And I promise you the number is way over 50%. Helping Ukraine that's too much. This morning, more news that Social Security money is going to Ukraine. Yeah, go figure. Not surprised there. And then in the midst of all of this that's going on, sometimes I don't know if we're worthy as Americans. Trump looking out for our future regarding the cryptocurrencies. Talking about the U.S. Strategic Reserve going crypto to make sure that we actually have a viable market, because we know what we have now is fake. Elon even talked about it. It's fake. Backed by gold. Yeah, really? Okay. The whole Fort Knox situation. Yeah, we'll see where that's going. Solana, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, others that Trump is giving updates on, which I love. Cardano, of course, known as ADA. Assets rose from 10 to 35% on trading Sunday. Other digital assets also gained ground. There's a plan in place, and it has been a plan in place. Just wait, another study up on Ripple. I don't want to make this financial show, but this is things I've been studying for a year, and it all seems to be happening. We've got a president that's pro crypto and looking for ways to change. Every 100 years or so, our banking system changes, and we're about that time right now. And it's very interesting to see where this country is going to go. And Trump knows. Elon said last week, without what's happening with Doge, we'd be bankrupt already. So they're trying to do anything and everything they can to help this country. And thank God we have somebody who cares. Thank God we have an administration that's trying to back everything we do. And America is changing. It is. America is changing. Another one of those situations, case in point. And I love seeing this because college campuses, as we have talked about, have been very liberal, and they try to change the minds of ones. Even my daughter, who was not like that, lost friends in high school because she said in the first election, Trump and running for office and beating Hillary, oh, well, we need to give him a chance. Lost friends, went to college, and now finds herself as an independent / liberal. And it's crazy to think what can happen. But this is why I always tell you, one of my favorite guys is Charlie Kirk. He is now on Trump's inside team. I love the work that Charlie does. I respect him for the work that he does. I respect his brain. I respect intelligent people. And yes, welcome to the golden age of America. Charlie Kirk, homeschooled, made fun of by college students because he didn't have a college degree. Yet I guarantee he is more intelligent than 99.9% of these people who are at these college campuses. Charlie did things in a courageous way, went out and was brutalized by college students for years. He paid his dues, and I love it. So we try to do here, cancel this, waiting for somebody to take us more big time. He paid his dues, and he did a wonderful job. And he never lost sight of doing what was right, speaking truth, showing his intelligence. And then this is what can happen when you don't give up. Look at Charlie Kirk this weekend at Florida State University. This is what I love to see. And I'll show it for you a couple times because this never gets old. Look, these are people, students at Florida State University, not there to go after Charlie Kirk, but to support Charlie Kirk. This to me is as amazing as Donald Trump after what we saw happen January 6th. That is freaking phenomenal. Charlie, job well done, man, because you've always... You've stood up to people, and I love the fact that you're homeschooled and not ashamed to admit it because I've talked several times on the show how some of the most intelligent people I've ever met were kids who were homeschooled. And I've always had a desire. We tried, my ex-wife and I tried, we looked into doing it because we saw the examples, and Charlie is one of them. And then he didn't even have a college degree yet. He is kicking butt against kids who want to get up and ask questions because they're so smart, because they're listening to their college professors and their TAs tell them everything that was going on. From the chat line, Pam says, Charlie always sets them straight and gave them something to think about. He gives them something to think about. I hate when people say, I hate Trump. Then they say, I'm not a Democrat, I'm an independent. Yeah, I've heard that too. That's a great point. It really is. So Charlie, keep on, keep it on. And there are hundreds of podcasters and people who are out because of the platforms that we have, talking about the true messages, talking about what's actually happening in this country right now. And we're grateful for it. And people should be grateful for what we have in office, and people who don't be afraid to go out and make a difference. Don't be afraid to go out and talk about what's actually happening in this country right now. There are people who are going to be upset when we try to do different things. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but there was literally 50 or 60. I have the video. Maybe we'll play it for you tomorrow. Hollywood, quote, celebrities saying they would leave if Donald Trump won again. Anyone, and they're still here. Would you leave already? And this is how Donald Trump beats these people. You literally have Democrats who are so angry, and you know it. These Democrats, they hate Trump, and then they hate the fact that he's kicking butt as president. They hate the fact that America is going good, which is why people say that they have a mental illness. Well, this is sad. It's the self-destruction. Anybody who goes after Trump finds that this is what happens to them. Embarrassing. Look at, these people should be gone already. Robert De Niro last night at the Oscars. And, Conan O'Brien's a weasel too. He made a couple jokes, but most of Hollywood is. We know that Hollywood is mostly evil. It is mostly liberal. Not everybody. There are some celebrities who are out doing what they can. Mel Gibson, Mark Wahlberg, Chris Pratt. I saw a commercial for Chris Pratt this morning promoting Hollow and reading the Bible and reading scripture and being a Christian. Not everybody, most of Hollywood is, and it's evil. And then you have these guys who nobody care about anymore going after Trump. And how embarrassing is Robert De Niro? This just makes you look like embarrassing scum. Look what he's in at the Oscars, and he thinks he's cool because it's his moment to shine. This is what Hollywood is all about. And that's why the Oscar numbers and everything continue to go down. I will rewind this and show you again. He just had F Trump. And then Hollywood, look at him. He thinks he's cool because he said F Trump.
It's no longer down with Trump, it's Trump.
Are you proud of yourself? Really? Are you proud of yourself to do that? Here. This guy. Robert De Niro is so upset because he looks like a fool. Nobody cares about him anymore. And then he does this stuff. Just an embarrassing man. F Trump. And then Hollywood thinks it's so cool too. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Jeannie says, F you, De Niro. The thing with De Niro is he's a nobody. Pam says he's such a scum. The chat line says liberals they do have mental illness. Nobody cares about Hollywood anymore. It's the best part. The ratings have gone down for those shows. People don't go to the movies as much as they do. Greg says, F you, De Niro. That looked like the pit of hell. What a great analogy. It had this dirtiness. There is a dirtiness to Hollywood. There's a dirtiness to the in crowd. There's a dirtiness to all of that. There really is. Washed up old man from the chat line because he can't do anything on his own. He had his moment to shine in front of other people, and he's still the washed up, no good person. And guess what? Pam says he's an Epstein Island scum. Yeah, he does have the little man syndrome, like you know who. Zelensky. De Niro was caught wearing like 5-inch heels one day too. It's all right. I'm sorry. Be happy with how God made you. None of us are perfect. Just be happy. Oh, that's right. He probably doesn't believe in a God, and he'll have to meet his maker someday, and that could be a very, very bad thing for him as well. But these people are going to continue to come out of the woodwork against Donald Trump because they're just not good people. There's no need for it. Just be kind, be sweet, be polite. There's no need to do these things that are happening. There is one situation that is happening that I'm glad it's not going away, and I need to touch upon it before we get out of here today too. And that's the fact that it happened last Thursday. We were all expecting the Epstein files to be released. Remember? Well, that was a disaster. Got to call it what it is. It was a freaking disaster. What happened? Now, when it happened, it wasn't Pam Bondi's fault. It wasn't Kash Patel's fault. They requested information be brought forward, and it was not brought forward. I'm not giving up on the story because I want to see it come to light. And right now, we have not seen it come to light. But Pam Bondi is promising that things are going to be taken care of. And boy, I hope so. I certainly hope so, that we're going to see this, because Americans deserve it. And we need and we deserve to see what's happening when it comes to these files. So Pam Bondi did an interview, and she promised in this interview to make things happen. Here's Pam Bondi.
Don't like the names on the list. And of course, we know New York is a hotbed of the Democrat Party, and that includes in legal circles.
Oh, did I take that down? I hope so. I hope I didn't do that, guys. I'm sorry. I was trying to bounce around. I had everything going on all by myself. Yeah, we'll stop sharing that. Anyway, I'll try to get that back if I can at some point. Somehow, some way. I did not do it well, but you got to listen to Pam Bondi. She's promising that things are going to work again. That somehow, some way, they're going to make sure that this deep state that's controlling the FBI in New York is brought to justice. The FBI did this. It wasn't Pam Bondi. It wasn't Kash Patel. Why don't they want this? Why don't they want that to be released? Why are they willing to defy when they know Donald Trump is going to bring that full circle? He's going to. You know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Donald Trump is not going to sit back and let his people get embarrassed when these things go on. Pam Bondi is going to make sure that this stuff happens, that we get those names, because I want to see, I just, man, we got to see what happens with this whole situation, don't we? Pam Bondi said that it's the New York district that's doing this, and that they're doing everything they can right now to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and that whatever happens, that they're not trying to pull the fast one on the American public, that they will indeed get to the bottom of everything that's going on. I was bummed out when I heard what happened, that we didn't get the information that we were supposed to get. And I was still trying to play that for you guys to see if there was any way to play it. So hopefully
That's part of the issue here, that they're trying to protect a lot of names and individuals.
You know, Mark, I have not reviewed the information yet. And as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, I want to review everything before I make a firm conclusion. But I think it's very interesting that they withheld that from us. And I will find out who withheld it, and they will not be working for us anymore.
So,
will not be working for us anymore. That's what Pam Bondi said. SDNY is who did this. And yeah, I would not want to be on Pam Bondi's bad side. And who's ever doing this, I guarantee they're being paid to do it. So they're being taken care of in one way or another. You already know that's happening. So, I mean, they'll be taken care of. They're not afraid. They just literally looked at the president and said, we don't give a damn. We're going to make sure that we back who we need to back, and we'll bring everything before what we need to do. Before cash was voted in, the Democrats kept dragging their feet so they could shred. Yep, that's true. Where was his mask? Yeah, that's funny. Mark Levin was great this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday night. Bondi is going to punish, from the chat line, Bondi's going to punish whomever is behind the delay. The liberals will not care who's on the list. No, they won't. But it's a validation situation. I talk about victims. And my God, I wish there was a way to get some sort of justice once those names are brought forward. We've talked about it being hearsay. We've talked about it being circumstantial. But the frequent flyers, yes, are who we really want to know about as well. I don't care if they went to the island. I just care about these that defiled young women and boys. Yeah, and that's the problem. It's trying to decide the difference between them. Eric and I talked about that last Thursday. It's difficult, but you still want the names. You still want to know what you can while protecting the 254 victims, young boys, young girls, 254 of them. And then and liberals will refuse to admit this, you have Republican leadership wanting files released, but you have the FBI refusing to show. You have Republican leadership. And now the FBI, according to Pam Bondi and Kash Patel, not doing their job. So it's not the Republicans who are doing this. It's the FBI. It's people who are against Donald Trump's presidency. That's who is doing what is happening right now. Soon, guys, Dan Bongino will be sworn in with the FBI, and things can change. We just got to get numbers back. We got to get the trust back in the FBI, because right now we don't have any of it. I don't trust anymore, according to Tammy. She says she does not trust anymore anything. Yeah. How could you trust anything right now with what's going on? Pam Bondi says she's going to take care of things. At least she's being transparent about this. Last week, the media was trying to cause issues. They were trying to say that there was some sort of problems with Republicans against Republicans. It was all a plan. So this is how the Democrats are trying to operate right now. They're going to do whatever they can in small doses to try to cause hiccups here and there. But we already know once a problem happens, you learn from it. And I find it very difficult to believe the FBI will continue to do what they're doing. Donald Trump is making things happen. He's got the right people there. And thank God we see what this country is all about right now. We see how we can become a better unified group of people. It's just sad, though, because we've helped so many people. We literally, as Donald Trump said, have subsidized Canada. We showed you, Canadians booing the American national anthem at the start of the Four Nations tournament that went down last week and the week before. Canada was booing at a Toronto game with the United States when our anthem was playing. Over the weekend, the WWE was in Canada. They were booing our national anthem again. Hey, Canada, wake the truck up. If it wasn't for us, you would have nothing. Nothing. I have a Canadian friend, and I got to know a bunch of Canadian people when I was in Detroit, over in Ontario. Good people, still good people to me. And I don't know who these Canadians are, because the two that I have spoken to since Canada started booing our national anthem say they don't support that. Hey, Canada, you're lucky. You're fortunate that we give a crap about you and have done everything for you. And if you're not careful, yes, you will become our 51st state. Donald Trump is your daddy. We are your daddy, Canada. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we own you. We do. If we stopped tomorrow, you would die out. Canada would die the freak out. So I don't know if anybody else knows people from Canada. It's just sad that we see all those things going down. No need for it. No need. I just look forward to to what Donald Trump is doing with our country, how he is helping everybody, and just grateful that everything that we have going on. I want to give a shout out to our advertisers and sponsors, Century Water System. There's simply no better system. Hydration20.com. Hydration20.com. Your water, by the way, I can't remember what state it is, over the weekend, said that they're going to ban fluoride in water. Your tap water has fluoride in it. It has chlorine in it. It has 220 forever poisons in it. 220, they're called the forever poisons, the PFAs. Vaccines. All of these things are in your water. Century Hydration 2.0 takes care of that and then adds, of course, oxygen, calcium, and magnesium. There's no better system in the world. There isn't. Check it out. $300, 15 minutes to install underneath your sink. If you want the entire home system, which is phenomenal, it's $3,000. And they imply you get a plumber. The plumber takes care of it. Hydration20.com. Hydration20.com. Because we already know you don't want to put anything on your skin that you wouldn't put in your mouth. Also, Mount Trumpmore. We showed this again. Viewer Glenn Thompson bought 4 of those. We also had Tanya bought 3 of them. Meshingwellliving.com. Meshingwellliving.com. Mount Trumpmore. Literally, it's a little statue. We show it to you. You have a situation where it's 8.5 by 5.5. 8.5 by 5.5. And you literally can put it anywhere. We love it. And a lot of people are starting to buy it. And meshingwellliving.com, meshingwellliving.com. Check it out. And we are grateful, obviously, for Capriati's, the best sandwiches made with Wagyu beef. Also, hot, fresh roasted turkeys on the daily, open 9 to 9. Some of the best catering that you're going to find. We love the Philly cheesesteak as well. If you're grilling, check out Rockwood Charcoal. You get it at Ace Hardware. Rockwood Charcoal, Ace Hardware. And of course, if you have real estate, it's starting to pick up again, by the way. It is. Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com. Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com. She got another call over the weekend. People trying to switch homes here, seeing that the market's changing. Market in 2025 has already shown that it's better than in 2024. Megan.Livingstone at exprealty.com. And of course, Wendy's in the Chesterfield Valley. Wendy's at 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road, 7, 8, 9 different kind of food items that you would love. Some of your favorite foods, good time. There's a reason people go back. We are grateful for you joining us for canceltheshow.com today. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And then, of course, we'll set the stage for Donald Trump's address to the nation. We appreciate you and everything you do for this show every day. Thank you for any donations. Thank you for opportunities when you know of people that we can partner with to make sure that this show stays around and that we can get even larger. Guys, have an awesome day. We love you. And of course, we will see you next time for canceltheshow.com.